Welcome back, horror fans, to another episode of Slash and Cast, a show that brings you all the biggest horror news of the week every week. We are your hosts. My name is Riley.
My name is Nick.
And welcome to the new Slash and Cast headquarters. The new set. Believe it or not, this is the same room.
Yeah, we are not coming to you live from your grandfather's basement.
Yeah, this is the same room. The same diner booths were here all of 4 days ago, and we just completely redid it. This is one of the proudest moments of my career right here. It actually turned out how I envisioned for the most part.
Yeah, it looks good.
There are a million Easter eggs. Some of the things you won't be able to completely see depending on the camera angle. There are things that will always be off camera that are there in my heart. For example, there is a Scream 3 11x17 poster over there that I have for motivation at all times, just in case.
Staring right at you.
Yeah. My thought process when designing this was, I want to imagine a couple in the 1950s bought a house. In the 1970s, they remodeled it. In the 1990s, their teenage kids have taken over the basement and made it into a 90s horror man cave, if you will. So yeah, that's what we went with, you know.
I think this light is the most impressive.
This light's something else.
Yeah.
We got that going. You got we got a fucking boombox down here, a functioning boombox. It's awesome. I'm also a big fan of the posters. Instead of being cliche, quote unquote cliche, and doing F-13 Halloween, we got plenty of that on this set. You know, it's all over the place. I love having the blob. I love having Carrie in here, and behind me is the sleepaway camp. Don't worry, they're reprints. We didn't fold up and duct tape originals. I would never do that.
My original Carrie is at home.
Yeah, we should put that one up.
Do you have enough tape?
Yeah. Well, that's Lindenback, so we could have taped it.
No.
It would have been fine.
No, thank you.
Would have been fine. But yeah, I hope it looks good. You know, this is our first time actually using it, so you never know.
Yeah, you can call us virgins. Yeah. It's our first time.
It's our first time. We actually have a little bit of sound dampening in here for the first time, so it should sound a little bit better.
Yeah, as long as you don't go right where the cameras are or look up, it looks amazing in here.
Yeah. These are just like cheap ass wall panels. I don't know, man. I just did what I had to do. You know,
it's pretty chill like that.
Did my best to cut them well. They had the CRT TV in here. I already had this. Luckily, I used it for exactly this, just to play horror movies on loop. Now I just grabbed some public domain ones and threw them on here. But
can't sue us.
Can't sue us. Insubordinate, huh? Let's talk about all the exciting horror news this week. There was a lot of it. Oh, I also want to point out, because a lot of you guys know I'm not drinking. This is Dr. Pepper. I just wanted to look fancy on the first episode of the new set.
This is whiskey.
Yeah, it's Dr. Pepper. I mean, the Layers of Fear 2 glass, a little nod to Blooper and Gun. There you go. Okay, it's on that topic, speaking of Gun Interactive, let's talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just had an update this past week. This update did come with some bug fixes. It did come with the brand new 2003 remake Leatherface skin, which came with a new chainsaw, new hair. That was one thing they pushed for some reason, and a new execution. Okay. Overall, this skin, it looks good. It looks like remake Leatherface. He looks like a badass. So they did a very good job accurately recreating that skin, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Satisfying. But it also, for whatever reason, in actual gameplay, you can see his facial animations more. Yeah, those animations have always been there. They have, and you can see them in the regular skins. But for some reason, that remake mask, he looks more pissed off.
He's mad. He's trying to get those kids.
Yeah, I don't know if they amped it up or something, but it definitely is more noticeable on the remake skin for some reason.
Yeah.
One downfall of it, there was no new chainsaw sound. I was hoping there would be. I would not ask them to go and take the 2003 Saw and re-record all the sounds. You're talking hundreds and hundreds of chainsaw sounds to do that. It's not as simple as it may sound.
Right. But yeah.
I thought changing the EQ or something on the original, kind of like what they did with Nicotero, because the Nicotero is not another Saw sound. It's a reworked version of the same sound. I just thought that'd be kind of nice.
Yeah. And then we didn't see it. We assumed there wasn't going to be a sound.
Right.
People were saying that they did confirm that there was a new sound with the chainsaw, and we couldn't find that info anywhere. And then on release day, they said, no, there is no sound. So I don't know if that was just something lost in translation that was posted without knowing, or if it never happened at all and y'all are just Mandela.
Yeah.
But no sound. We weren't expecting one.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
No.
Because the skin was what really mattered. And I wanted them to deliver on the execution. Was kind of hoping they would do something from either the 2003 movie or the 2006 prequel. That would have been kind of cool. They didn't. They didn't do that. They added a new kill called the Bloody Clothesline. And it's exactly how it sounds. Yeah. Leatherface clotheslines the victim, which is pretty cool. Little JBL action in there.
Hell yeah.
And he picks up that chainsaw really high and slams it down into their gut and kills them that way. It's a cool kill, don't get me wrong. It would have been a little more satisfying to get a kill from the actual 2003 remake, but we'll take what we can get.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And again, that was part of the content pass. I'm very surprised that they would take what is technically licensed content. However, you may have noticed you don't see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre chainsaw one word trademark anywhere on that. You don't see them ever call it. I haven't heard them say remake ever, honestly, for whatever reason. I think they'd be legally fine there, but I never see them say remake. They never use the logo from the remake. It's nothing like that. This is a 2003 skin of Leatherface because now I want to explain this. Sorry to ramble on this, but this has come up a lot. It's like, why can you add that Leatherface, but you can't add Chop Top? The thing is, Vortex, who owns the rights to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they have all the rights to every look of Leatherface ever. So they can do TCM2 Leatherface. They can do the remake. They can do the Netflix movie. Anytime you've ever seen Leatherface ever, Vortex owns it, so they can put it in the game. Now, when it comes to film rights, specifically interactive rights, are tricky. And the TCM2 one, go ahead and search just how many times the production company who originally owned the rights to TCM2, they were bought out, they went bankrupt, they got bought again, and then MGM has it, and now Amazon owns MGM, and it is a crazy chain of commands for TCM2. And I think it's not like somebody doesn't want to play ball or somebody's asked too much money. I bet they literally can't get an actual confirmation on who has the interactive rights.
Right. Yeah.
It's one thing to be like, oh, this is the home entertainment rights, here's the merchandising rights, but interactive rights, especially coming from a 1986 movie, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't think money would be an issue. There's a lot of money to be made there.
Right.
So it's probably just a case of whoever has it doesn't realize they have it.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the other movies, the sequels, the Netflix movie, the remake, the prequel, all those, I don't see any reason, at least in the chain of commands that I can see, why they would have the same legal issues.
Right.
So maybe those ones are fair game. They've never clarified. They've only said TCM2. They've only said Chop Top is just not available. Not clear on the other ones, but there's a chance. But at the very least, you can get Leatherface in every single movie.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, it's been 17 months. I only know that because my son is 17 months old. So we just got our first licensed Leatherface, and you've had the rights this whole time. Let's get cooking, man. Let's get cooking. Because I honestly, with every update, I'm like,
is this the last one?
Is this the last one? Right. There's still some more to come in the content pass. In terms of free content, the content pass, there's 2 more cosmetic packs.
Right. Yeah. We saw, the content pass, was through February. We weren't sure if that meant like until February or
well, obviously it's through. So
through February.
Now it's through.
It's as of obviously right now, it's going to be through the end of February. So got that to look forward to in the next, probably the only patch in February.
Yeah, the 2 new cosmetics, and then we still have the hair pack. We still have the premium Leatherface, which is sitting at a $10 price tag. And again, the remake one was only $7 and was free in the content pass. We already had it. So that's probably going to be with some sort of special effects artist, someone famous, I'm sure, designed that one.
Yeah, they did say on X, the everything app.
Yeah.
Someone asked about the hair pack, and they said, we will provide news when we have some.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps or not.
It didn't.
It sure don't. Sure don't.
Also in this update was the 2 new cosmetic packs. There was Connie's and Leland's, both not overly excited about.
No.
I did end up getting Connie's just because I liked the one cattle shirt they had, and the pizza. But that was just me being nice, because I shouldn't have bought them. I'm not buying Leland's. It's too similar to his other jacket, Letterman look.
Yeah, no. Take off that pants and jacket.
They need to spice it up.
Yeah.
They certainly need to spice it up, but they're out there, and I'm never going to get overly mad about a cosmetic pack. It's like, yeah, I'm not particularly impressed, not blown away by this one, but also it's like, whatever, doesn't affect the game at all.
Right. Except for that sissy outfit.
Yeah, that one's bullshit.
That.
We don't talk about that one. That's dead to me.
We talked about that one already.
And then, to me, the most exciting part of this update somehow ended up being the Slaughterhouse Storm variant. I was worried about it. I thought it would be super broken. I have seen people very aggressively complaining on social media about how it's impossible for family to stop rushing on that map now because you can't see it. We didn't experience that. I thought it was fine. If there is a victim squad that's going to rush, it doesn't matter what the fucking map is. They're going to get you either way.
Yeah.
And that's how it's going to be. But what they brought to the table with the Slaughterhouse variant that they haven't done before is new RNG variables where trees have been hit by lightning and they're falling over and they're blocking pathways that you're used to. That is the kind of thing that, aside from the storm variants, that's the kind of thing that should be in this game already.
Absolutely. That was so interesting, walking around for the first time, being like, oh, it's dark. Oh, it's dark. I can't go this way.
Yeah.
No one can go this way.
I was like, my mind was blown at first. They also added the flags, the American flag.
And the Texas flag.
Yeah, the Texas flag on top of Slaughterhouse. I like fun little things like that.
I don't know if that was just to show that it's windy.
It's 100% the only. It's like, all right, we need to get a flag in here. Just add the whipping sounds,
but, I stood below that flag as the cook and gave it the old salute.
Yeah, I did really, really appreciate what they brought to the table with that. It was super cool. And I know, like, RNG in this game is pretty bad, in my opinion. I don't want to say bad. I just say too predictable.
Yep.
The RNG is far too predictable. And really, in terms of map variations with RNG, the only thing that changes is the obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
And obstacles you can still go through them as victims. These types of RNG variables with the trees being knocked down just completely removed a path from both family and victim.
Yep.
I want stuff like that. I want more of that on these maps.
Yeah. A couple games later, I was a victim, and I was running away and ran right into a tree. And that was it for me. But it was fun. It was, again, RNG in this game. Victims can help you a lot, but this one, can even the playing field a little bit.
Yeah, like RNG with objectives, there's only 3 variables per objective, and that battery and generator don't really change. I mean, the position in which you turn them off, which is, they're not far.
No.
It's like it's either one or the other, and it's not enough.
Mm-hmm,
and that's why rushing can happen, because you know exactly where to go immediately.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, things like that could really spice up gameplay, and I'd like to see more of it. But that's the TCM update. It was okay. Xbox crashing is still a thing. So in terms of bug fixes, they knocked out some things. Bones works. I enjoyed playing Bones. I thought he was okay now. The blood build is still a problem. It needs to be nerfed. But other than that, I mean, he had some real savagery. We started seeing savagery builds out there with Bones. I thought it was fun to play with. He's still not meta beyond the blood build, which will be nerfed.
And his perk that allows you to go over obstacles is
that's still broken.
Indifferent.
Yeah, nothing. They said that was going to be better. It wasn't better.
You can still. I saw a clip of someone starting the animation as with Bones and someone else at the same time, and the victim went over 2 obstacles or 1.5 obstacles before Bones was done with his one.
Yeah, it's a horrible perk. I mean, that's too bad, because that was like something that spiced up gameplay, and it's useless. You don't even want to run it.
Yep.
Yeah, and like I said, the Xbox crashing, the number one priority thing that needed to be fixed is still not fixed. I think we're going on 4 months now of this being a problem. Get it together.
And yeah, they're not rushing for a hot fix. It'll be another month of it till late February.
I hope that's not the case. I hope they finally, it's time. You get the fuck in your office, all right? I'm yelling at Black Tower here on this one. This is far too long of being fucked up. Get in there, get it done. I don't care if that's the one goddamn thing you fix in a hot fix. Get it done, because it's bullshit that people are paying for a game that everyone else can enjoy.
After they already had it free on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Now you try to get those players back and they buy the game finally and they can't play.
Yeah. It's not acceptable. All right.
And on the other end, it's ruining games. You know, we spawn into a game of 3-man victim squad DCs right at the start of the game.
Yeah. And then you look at like all Xbox and it's like, oh, they probably crashed.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're charging for content, you're putting more content in front of us. You're going to want to make sure that people can actually play the game.
Yeah. It's just such a bad look. You have one update a month. It's coming with paid content. Mm-hmm. You promote that paid content and half your player base can't play.
Yeah. Let's 100% make sure this time around that's nipped in the bud.
Get that hot fix before Valentine's Day.
That would be nice. And now you get double XP running. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I can't get my double XP when my game crashes.
Yep. Okay, let's move on to our next topic of the day. One I actually kind of felt this was coming, but I was nervous about it coming. Always nervous about these things coming. Mm-hmm, you know, The Faculty is being remade. Variety reports that Miramax is headed back to school with a remake of The Faculty now in the works. Robert Rodriguez is the original director. He is returning to produce the remake, and it's being written by Drew Hancock, who just directed Companion, which just came out, and we'll talk about that later in our new releases this week. But he's attached to write the screenplay for it. Take that as you will. Companion seems to be getting great reviews. That's about as far as you can kind of reference Hancock's his resume to be like, is this relevant to the topic?
Right.
That's it. That's all the details we have. The Faculty is being remade. And I love The Faculty. Mm-hmm. I love it. It's one out of my original posters I have hung up in my office, framed beautifully. The Faculty is one of them. That is one of those movies that I don't know how well it works out of the 90s. It is so 90s.
Absolutely. It is one of those that defines that genre, that 90s teen horror.
Yeah, it's just I don't know how you take a group of students in modern day and make it feel like The Faculty. I suppose there's a way to do it. I'm sure there is. I don't know. Faculty in present day feels so weird to me.
It does.
I don't know. That's just me. I don't want to be a gatekeeping douchebag. There's a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of that. I don't want to gatekeep this thing and be like, you can't remake a movie that feels like it's from the 90s. Because I do like the idea of it being introduced to a new generation.
Absolutely.
I like that. But I also hope that it can lead to people watching the 1998 Faculty, because it should be seen. It's still good. It still holds up. I watch it all the time. So
that's the problem. You get this remake that comes out, and the goal obviously is to make money, but you can introduce a new generation to the original IP. But if the movie is awful, like Black Christmas 2019, right, no one's gonna be like, I'm going to go watch the original now, because they're going to hate it so much. That's why of course we hope it's good. Yeah. We want it to be good, but
don't Black Christmas it.
Don't Black Christmas it.
This isn't Blum. So does that help? Probably a little bit. We'll talk about Blum later, because they're on an L streak, bro. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, like I said, but the other movie that I don't think is going to work outside of the 90s, it's just one of those that feels like that's where it was meant to be made, and anywhere else, I don't know if it works, is Idle Hands, and they're remaking Idle Hands.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's like, it came out at the perfect time, that type of raunchy humor. It's actually something that worries me about Scary Movie 6. I don't know if you can go where the first Scary Movie did in 2000. Times have changed, brother. Times have changed.
Yeah. I trust the Wayans, but
I do have more faith in that particular project because I think they're willing to take risk as well.
but
So
yeah, Faculty and even Idle Hands. It's gonna be interesting to see what comes out of it if it comes out.
yeah,
There's always the chance that, a year from now they're like, never mind.
yeah, Gage in the room. But we said the same thing about I Know What You Last Summer, and she's back. This 90s trend I do enjoy.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's a 90s requel trend
Yes.
that I'm enjoying. It's not a 90s remake trend. We'll see how the 90s remake trend goes. Speaking of 90s requel trends, let's move on to our next topic. Scream 7 has some more casting news. Somehow it got juicier. I don't know what they're doing over there at Spyglass and on Scream 7, but Deadline came out with 2 new casting confirmations. The first one being Scott Foley. He has been cast in Scream 7, and leakers have confirmed. Okay, you never know with leakers. Let me just be clear. A lot of them
It's just a leak.
suck. A lot of them are just pulling shit out of their ass, throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, okay? But they have been stating that he is reprising his role as Roman Bridger from Scream 3, the best Ghostface of all time. You heard it here first. Don't dislike this video over that. I know that was a controversial opinion. But yeah, so a lot of theories came out when Scott was announced that was like, maybe it's a twin or a relative, which, by the way, I'd walk out the theater.
I can't believe that people are actually serious about that. People are like,
oh, no, they're serious.
People are like, they're going to do what a 1970s soap opera is going to do. And it's always a twin.
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
Dude, the theories around these casting confirmations are crazy. And some of them are atrocious. And I'm like, that's what you want to see? Are you sure? But yeah, everyone's got their opinion. Okay, whatever you. And the way that OG Scream fans look at the franchise where they want to go is certainly different than what the new generation of Scream fans want to see.
Well, they want to see Melissa Barrera.
Well, the new generation of Scream fans are like very culty right now. It's kind of scary. I don't even like talking about this movie sometimes because they're aggressive. Okay,
it's crazy.
I want to see Melissa Barrera.
But actually, they don't want to see Melissa Barrera. They want nobody to be in this movie because they just don't want it to be made. They don't want it to be made. They have their Melissa Barrera profile pictures. It's crazy. I love Melissa Barrera. Yeah. I have called her Mommy Barrera in the past, in the very recent past. But I'm not going to attack actors or fans for wanting to see this movie or be in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. I understand if we want to attack from the top down, you want to be mad at Spyglass, I think that's fair game, but I'm not going to hurt Kevin Williamson's career as a result of this. I'm definitely not going to be mad at Nev Campbell for getting the paychecks he deserves. I think that's kind of silly, but again, I hear you because I also want Mommy Barrera to be there. Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. Now, the Scott Foley news, okay? My brain immediately went to flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because he's going to be dead. All right, he's fucking dead. He got shot in the head.
Yeah.
There's a couple ways you go about it. The most logical thing were to be take Roman Bridger, put him in a flashback, and it's him talking to Billy, perhaps Stu, and it's the conversation that led to them doing the original killings, which we know is a thing. I mean, Roman got Billy to do the original killings of the first film.
Yep.
So then the next day, actually it was later that day, it's the same day.
Same day.
Deadline also confirmed that Matthew Lillard has been casted in Scream 7. So huge. Never thought it was going to happen. Matthew Lillard is back playing Stu, so it seems. Technically that wasn't said.
That was not confirmed at least at this time. But he posted on his Instagram story him writing down, "Mom and Dad are going to be so mad."
Yeah, that was cute. Appreciate that. He got horrible handwriting.
It's up there with my handwriting for being terrible.
Bad. It's bad. I have a Blu-ray he signed that he wrote the exact same quote, and it looks that shitty. That was he wasn't exaggerating on that. Yeah. So, a lot of theories. Kevin Williamson maybe going with his original Scream 3 script. Stu is alive. Rumors, one of the strongest rumors, again, kind of pushed by leakers, is that he is brought back specifically to reenact his death from the original film. In my opinion, there's only one reason to do that, and it's to show that he survived.
Mm-hmm.
So if he lived, where has he been? It's been 30 years. I think if he's alive, I don't know if there's no matter how well it's written, I don't think you can make that happen without having several silly plot holes and really shoving it down your throat for fan service. Maybe there's a way.
Yeah, it would be like, sure, Roman orchestrated everything from, in Scream 3, but Stu survived and got Richie involved. And
yeah,
and
if you're gonna do it, the last movie was to do it. It feels like too little, too late.
Absolutely, it should have been Scream 6. Would have been the time to do it.
Yeah, especially with the giant
shrine,
and also that shrine. It should have been seen by Sydney.
Yep.
It's I don't know. It feels like too little, too late. Because I was all on the Stu bandwagon, brother. I wanted him back.
Mm-hmm.
Stu, how are you? I'd love to see it. I also just love seeing Matthew Lillard succeed. Yeah, I love that he's on this huge comeback right now. If you look at him at conventions, he's got a line a mile long. He's killing it right now. I love that. He is like a childhood hero of mine. I was obsessed with every movie he was in growing up. That's not exaggeration. How many here have seen Messages Deleted? Fucking 3 of you, probably. No one has seen that movie. You can't even rent it anymore. Love that movie because he was in it. That's that he was that guy to me. So I'm excited for it, but it's super tricky. So one of the things I saw some theories on is that maybe they're recreating them killing Marine. They're going to a flashback and they're going to show them killing Marine a year before the events of the first Scream.
Okay. All right.
Maybe there's a reason. Maybe he's still alive. I hate that. Skeet apparently has been confirmed too, although no one has picked it up. It was Daniel RPK confirmed it. Pretty reliable source. Skeet also, if Matt's in it, Skeet's probably in it. If Roman's in it, right?
Although, Deadline has been doing all these reveals and they did not say anything about Skeet. So as of right now, it is not confirmed.
Yeah.
Also, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they just drop that news as well?
I don't know.
Unless it was just implied.
Yeah. I don't know. You could also, this is the route that I want them to go. It's the route where it's the cleanest, no holes, and you get all this fan service crap in there. Wes Craven's New Nightmare it. It's in the real world now. So Matt's not playing Stu. Matt's playing Matt. Roman or Scott is playing Scott, et cetera, et cetera. And that could be a super meta way to go about it. The most likely route, I think this is probably the strongest theory out there. It's AI. Ghostface is cutting edge, always has been, always staying with the technology of the time. I mean, cell phones in 1996.
That voice changer in Scream 3.
Yeah, fuck. That was 25 years, 30 years ahead of its time. Because we are kind of there. Deep fakes are certainly good enough to fool people now. AI voice modulation it's getting there. Or voice replication and mimicking someone's voice. It's not great. It's getting there. Probably good enough that you could buy into AI doing it in a movie. So maybe it's whoever this killer is deep faking Roman Bridger, deep faking Stu Macher, etc.
Yeah, that is an interesting concept. I personally would not be a fan of seeing a new Nightmare style. I think that would just be too much, in my opinion.
Well, if you're gonna do it, it has to be the end. This is it,
right?
You cannot make a Scream 8 after this that has the same cast.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, it's all or nothing if you go that route.
That is an interesting way though, because with the AI, she could be, FaceTime, and it's FaceTime from Stu Macher,
mm-hmm.
and she opens it, and he's there.
Yeah, and it's actually
And
Matt.
it's Matt, and that would be amazing.
Is it present day Matt? You know,
Gray.
So it seems like he's alive.
I'm
and he
still
grew up.
alive.
Yeah. Always had a thing for you, Sid. Yeah, but
what would have been an amazing idea is not spoiling all of these. I remember in the theater for Scream 5 when Skeet showed up. I mean, we saw at the premiere. Skeet was at the premiere, and we're like, why is he there? When he showed up the way he did in Scream 5, blew my fucking mind. I was the only one in the theater that like audibly gasped.
Yeah.
Like, it was so cool that, they kept a secret for once. And flash forward to now, and shit, they're about to release the janitor on set's name. Like, they're just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And is this their way of being like, oh, you guys don't like, you guys are boycotting the movie. You guys don't like that Melissa Barrera's not in it. Well, here's what you're going to miss out on. Here's who's in the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
it purely feels like just hey, we need some good PR. Let's go ahead and reveal this stuff, even though we want it to be special.
Yeah.
And I tell you, if all these reveals turn out to be 60-second cameos, you're gonna get dogged on. It's press you didn't want. It's people are not gonna like that. You better hope that those characters are relevant in the movie, especially Matt. Make sure that they got a role that makes sense. It's not 60-second cameo. Because otherwise you're getting shit on. It's going to happen. Yeah. Those Scream fans are going to come after you. So it would have been so much cooler if we had no idea that Matt was back and that, a FaceTime from Stu Macher popped up. We would go nuts.
Well, yeah, because we saw in Scream 6, she gets the phone call from Richie and she still has the picture of him. Mm-hmm. And she answers and it's Ghostface. Imagine we see call FaceTime from Stu Macher and she picks it up and it's Matt.
Yeah. Like
that would have been an amazing surprise.
Yeah. We could have had some serious fun. And now it's when he shows up, I'm like, oh, right. That's what they were talking about.
Yeah, he's in this movie. We know.
Yeah. I suppose if they do go the AI route, the door is still open to Emma Roberts. Apparently is now being followed by Project X, who's doing Scream 7. So that, maybe she's going to be a Timothy Oliphant, could do it. He'd be easy to de-age. He looks great.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Laura Metcalf.
We were talking about it earlier. I think she'd be okay to be de-aged.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be that.
I actually think the hardest one to do is going to be Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And he still looks good. Don't get me wrong. He just, he's grayed up a little bit.
Yeah.
He got some wrinkles, all that shaggy work. It's hard work. And I will say, after all this, bringing all these people back, especially Scott Foley, like, what the fuck are we doing
For
here?
real.
Not having Patrick Dempsey hurts a little bit more now.
Yeah.
They did confirm that he's out, hard out on Patrick Dempsey, which sucks. But if you want to surprise us and blow our minds with Melissa Barrera and not reveal her,
that would be.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that boosts my star rating by 1 star. If you can surprise me, I'll give it 1 more star. So if it's a 5-star movie, it's a 6.
Okay, perfect.
Because my opinion is the one that they need to hear.
The one that matters.
That's right.
Yeah, all of this, all this news and these casting news, I want to be excited because I am the biggest Roman Bridger fan out there. Okay,
that is a fact.
And I love Matthew Lillard, like I said, and it's so cool seeing them back. But at the same time, it scares the shit out of me because it feels forced. Every theory I can come up with feels forced. But I also trust Kevin. I have a lot of faith in Kevin Williamson as a screenwriter, although he's not truly penning the screenplay. But he's got a lot of influence on it, obviously, as a director. So we'll see. We shall see. But hey, no matter what, we're going to go see it February 27th, 2026. It's coming up quick. 30-year anniversary that year.
It's my mom's birthday.
Oh, you gonna bring her?
2026. Okay, it's not a milestone birthday. Phew. Otherwise, sorry, Mom.
Yeah. Okay, Scream adjacent here. Next topic. David Arquette is he gonna be in the movie? David Arquette to return to horror in a new slasher called Kill or be killed, okay? School's out, and recent grad Danny, played by Alicia Newton, and her friends are ready for one last summer blowout. But when a senior's mutilated body is discovered on the high school football field, killed in a disturbingly theatrical fashion, it's clear that someone is playing by a new set of rules. A red envelope pinned to the corpse contains a yearbook photo and a chilling directive: kill or be killed. As the bodies pile up, Danny and her friends are thrust into a terrifying game, orchestrated by a sick killer that transcends their small town and soon goes viral.
Yeah, when I heard that that synopsis there, it screamed 90s to me.
Right. It's very Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Principal Henbury's body is hanging up on the goalpost of the football field.
Yeah, I can picture the 90s school now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Last year, the nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that vibe so much.
Mm-hmm.
That 90s nostalgia hits. So we'll see where they're going with that. I need to stop saying we'll see. That's my new resolution with Slash and Cast. I need to stop saying that.
Yeah, we'll see.
If you take a shot every time I say we'll see, you'll be shit-faced by the end. It's just my perfect transition phrase, and I gotta figure it out.
We'll see if you figure it out.
Correct. All right, David Straighton, who did Star Trek Enterprise Hemlock Grove, will direct for the script by Nick Ziegler, who did Chucky and The Purge. So we'll start shooting this summer. So we got a ways to go.
Yeah.
It might be directly competing with Scream 7. Do we pick David?
No.
Or do we pick Scream? We don't pick David. By the way, if they are doing this whole AI calling and trying to fuck with Sydney's brain thing, Dewey should be one calling him.
Absolutely.
That's all. I don't have to de-age him because he died old.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
I'm still upset about it.
Yeah, you got picked up and thrown around.
Yeah. But I am excited for Kill or Be Killed, starring David Arquette, which isn't clear what his role is in this yet. We only know about Alicia Newton, so that is all. Let's move on to our next topic, Hearts of Darkness, the long-awaited Jason Goes to Hell documentary, all about the making of Jason Goes to Hell with Adam Marcus, who has been basically running this whole operation. Okay, very involved. That is revealed in a new original poster, very cool one sheet. My only critique of the thing at all, the hockey mask is not accurate. Jason Goes to Hell. That's it. Otherwise, super cool one sheet. I want it. I want to put it on my wall.
Yeah.
Could put it on this wall in here.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Right there.
This poster was designed by Mark Schoenbach. I hope I said that right. And a new trailer is supposed to be coming out soon. And finally, Hearts of Darkness will be premiering at Texas Frightmare Weekend this year in May. And Adam Marcus will be there in attendance. So, and he's supposed to be doing more tours, more screenings across multiple conventions.
I feel like we've been hearing about this for a long time.
I know for a fact we were doing this show out of my parents' basement when this was announced.
Absolutely.
Like, I think I've had the poster for it that long.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. You're talking 6-7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So times have changed.
Yeah, it seems like every time I open Facebook, I see Adam Marcus posting in the group some news about it.
Yeah. I mean, we even interviewed Adam Marcus and talked about it. And the one thing that I recall when talking with Adam Marcus about this film is a lot of it seems to be focused on Sean Cunningham and how his overarching power with this movie kind of created issues. You know, get rid of the hockey mask, that kind of thing. Oh, just kidding. This movie sucks because where's Jason? You know, so I think it's going to be very eye-opening to how this movie just got fucked up from a studio perspective.
Yeah.
We'll see. Fuck! It's going to take a long time. I got to find a new thing to say. We'll see. I'll figure it out. Okay, let's move on to our next topic. I'm excited to talk about this because this one directly affects me. Insidious took 2 L's this week. Not 1, 2 L's this week. First of all, Insidious, The Further You Fear, which was a live horror experience. They were traveling the country with this show. It was described as immersive, groundbreaking terror. Has been canceled after only 4 shows. They went to Detroit, Michigan, and those guys weren't having that shit. They came in and put on a bad show, and from what I have read about it, it sounded really fucking bad. And I had VIP tickets to go see it in Chicago on Valentine's Day weekend. I was very excited about it. Had a whole trip planned with my wife. We were going to spend a few nights in the city. And now I don't know what we're going to do.
Now you have nothing to do on Valentine's Day.
Actually, yeah, we don't, for real. We're thinking about doing something else.
And join the club.
Who wants to go to the city unless you have a reason to go to the city?
I got Valentine's Day plans. You want to hang out with me at the casino?
Sure. Actually, yeah, that sounds fun. But yeah, they went to Detroit. Basically the show, they said there was no set at all. It was just Tucker and Specs Tuck and Specs up on the stage. And they had like one cart of ghost equipment, and they were bringing up the show starts by bringing up volunteers from the crowd, which they're handpicked. They apparently are plants. They're plants they put in the crowd to tell local ghost stories, and then shit starts to go down. And they said there are reveals of, of iconic characters from the franchise, yada yada. But I don't know. It was bad. Yeah. It was bad. And they said a lot of it was like sketch comedy.
Yeah,
that's not how it's described.
That's tough.
Again, immersive, groundbreaking horror. It was supposed to be terrifying to experience it live, and no, they blew it. And fans were pissed, and they were like, okay, we are canceling it.
Yeah.
I guess thanks for doing that, because I would have been really mad, because I spent a good chunk of money on those tickets.
They could have just ran it. They could have just kept going.
Yeah, they would have made plenty of money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I would have been really upset if I spent all that money to go see it.
Yeah.
And it was due to. So they are fully refunding it. They are, full. I already got my refund. Thanks, appreciate that. But what a massive missed opportunity. I hope they do something with this concept in the future, but maybe not a Blumhouse production.
True.
Now, on top of the live experience bombing, completely failing, and being canceled, Insidious 6 was also delayed to 2026, originally planned for release from Sony on August 29th, 2025. The untitled Insidious 6 will no longer be coming out then, and is pushed all the way until 2026, August 21st, 2026. So,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know why. They didn't make it clear why. I imagine it's because their last Insidious project, being the live show, just completely bombed. They got to make sure they don't fuck this one up.
Yeah.
But also, there's a lot of logistical reasons why that could happen. Yeah.
We would have been hearing something by now about the production.
You would think.
Or post-production.
Right. But on top of Insidious 6, they also have their new side story, Thread, an Insidious Tale, which is supposed to come out in 2026 as well. So you might have Insidious 6 and Thread coming out around the same time, which is going to be weird.
So if Thread bombs, at least they can make their money back with Insidious 6 in the same fiscal year.
I don't know, man. Blumhouse is on a serious losing streak.
Yeah.
And the live show did not help with that. But Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I suppose, they're really hoping that kills.
Yeah, it will.
Some of the worst movies that came out some of the worst horror movies that came out last year were from Blum.
A couple of years.
We just used to be so excited. Like, they've done things like Sinister. The original Insidious is fantastic. I actually love the first 4. 5 is doo-doo. And 3 is okay. I love The Last Key, though. I thought that one's underrated.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with them. Let's get back on track. And then I brought this up several times now, but Jason Blum tweeting out my reaction to the box office for The Wolfman, and him being like, it was like him all depressed. Thought that was so shitty. I thought that was so disrespectful to Lee Winnell and the rest of the crew.
Which I guess they were beefing.
Really?
Well, remember I told you that...
Oh, you mean about the marketing?
Yeah. Lee was vocally not a fan of the way it was marketed, especially with the Halloween Horror Nights marketing and reveal there. I guess he got on the phone and begged Blum not to do that. And Blum told him, no, I don't think I will. Or, well, he did it. So yeah. I guess, they're kind of beefing. So taking a shot kind of. Also, it's his ego. It's like, I am sad that you guys didn't spend your money to go see Wolfman, or not enough of you did.
I think he was going for like a super self-aware, just a joke. But
maybe
it's just in the context of everything, dude. I just thought it was shitty. I thought it was really shitty to your production and to your team. And I think a lot of the reason it failed was due to poopy marketing,
Absolutely.
which falls in his plate. It's his mistake. And I don't know. I just didn't like that. I didn't like that. So on top of them producing things that have been weaker lately, you taking a shot directly at a crew like that makes me mad.
Yeah.
I wish he would. I don't know if he ever did an apology for that. I know he deleted the tweet. I hope he called up Lee and apologized and hope clarify that he didn't mean it like that.
I hope so, but who knows? With Blum. Blum is weird.
Yeah. Let's move on to our next topic, shall we? Terrifier 4 got a pretty sweet update this past week. On his birthday, Damian Leone decided to give us a present, okay? Instead of us giving him a present, he gave us one. He gave us a nice little picture of the cover of a Terrifier 4 script, which he blood splattered, which he legitimately did, by the way. It's pretty cool of him. But he said the script for Terrifier 4 is in the works, and it's shaping up to be a most epic, thrilling, nasty, horrifying, emotional, and utterly satisfying conclusion. P.S. I will finally reveal Art's origin. So, one, I don't know if I believe him it's going to be the conclusion, because it's making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. If you can't, you don't want to keep forcing them out. You don't want to milk it too much.
Right. Maybe he gives a little bit more to be desired with the origin, and then we get a little prequel trilogy or duology.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure Art will be around for many years to come, whether it's spin-offs, video games, comic books. Art's probably going to be sticking around. Now, I've been very vocal, not the biggest Terrifier fan, totally respect them. I understand why people like them. I'm just not about, as a huge slasher movie fan, believe it or not, I like story in my slashers. I like having a character arc. I like actually having something to root for that's not the killer, right? I think that's when slasher movies are at their best, when you want Laurie Strode to live, when you cry when Dewey dies. That to me is when it's the most powerful. Terrifier 2 and 3 are kind of getting there. And we have a pretty sweet final girl that we're starting to work with here. And the story's starting to build up, but it's primarily, it feels more like a splatter film than it does a slasher film. And that's not for me, but it's for a lot of people, and that's very clear. So when Damon Leone talks about Terrifier 4 like this, it gets my hopes up, because like that sounds like a movie that I want to see. That sounds like the Terrifier that I've always wanted. So Art's a super cool villain, no doubt about it. Just, I never got the story I wanted to see come out of it.
Yeah.
But hey, Terrifier 3, regardless of my thoughts, my opinion doesn't matter, because Terrifier 3 opened at #1 at the box office last October, becoming the highest grossing unrated film of all time. So let's see what Terrifier 4 can do. Big things. Big things. I might go see it. I might go see it in theaters.
Okay.
That's how confident I am.
Okay.
I believe him when he says that stuff.
I'll have to read some reviews about Art's origin. Obviously,
well, yeah, I don't like origin. I'm not big on origin with slashers.
But I need story, and origin is story. So that could be something that would make me enjoy it.
Could be.
Could be.
I would say we'll see, but I'm not going to say that. You're not supposed to say that. I'm not going to say that.
I don't say that.
We'll find out in the future when we see it.
With our eyeball.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. Alien Earth. One I'm very excited for. The Alien franchise comes to the small screen. Coming up here from FX and Hulu series called Alien Earth. The show's official poster got revealed this past weekend. Looks cool. I really like it, actually. Seeing the globe over there on the xenomorph's head.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that. Now, this series is set 30 years before the events of the original Alien. When a mysterious space vessel crash lands on Earth, a young woman and a ragtag group of tactical soldiers make a fateful discovery that puts them face to face with the planet's greatest threat. And their new subtitle here, We Were Safer in Space.
Whoa.
That's fun. 30 years before the events of the original Alien? This would be interesting.
Yeah.
What's Earth going to look like? What did Earth look like then?
I don't know. They didn't have cameras back then.
That's a good way to increase your budget.
Yeah.
Now, I've been excited for the series for a while. I think taking Xenomorph into a television series is one of the IPs that actually can work. I think Alien can work as a series. However, the teaser trailer came out, played during the NFL playoffs.
During the AFC Championship game.
Yeah. And I fucking hated it. And one of the nice things about this being a YouTube show that doesn't have to worry about productions being mad at us and, being nice in their articles is that we can be brutally honest. And I take a lot of pride in that. And when things are great, they're great. I'll happily ride the bandwagon with people. I hated that teaser. Now, I hope that teaser is not a reflection at all of what this show is. I highly doubt it is.
It's probably not, yeah.
Yeah, it's a POV crawling through a spaceship, launching through vents and flying out, and then we get the big pullback and reveal Earth. And the idea is cool, but I'm telling you, I was like, is this an animated series?
Yeah, it was tough.
It was tough. Rough, man. It was seriously straight up PS4 graphics. Like, I was completely caught off guard by how animated it was.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look photoreal at all and just threw me for a loop. So I don't think Alien Earth is going to rely on CGI that heavily. Of course, there's going to be a ton of VFX shots, but in terms of doing full sim, which that was full sim, no doubt about it, I don't think we're going to see a lot of that in this series. So I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't make me want to watch the show any less, but man, did I not like that teaser trailer.
Yeah, it was rough. It was. Yeah, I remember hearing it, and I glanced over because I was only half watching the AFC Championship game, rooting for the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it come on, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, like. What are we getting here? And then, that's it. It's a teaser. It's short.
I don't care about the length. Didn't bother me at all. I just couldn't believe that I was watching a video game cutscene.
Yeah, I guess it's I wouldn't say a cheap way to do it, but it was cheap.
I'm sure it was rushed.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it was a quick turnaround. I feel bad for whoever the VFX artist had to put that together. I just was so thrown off by it.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm still going to watch the show. I'm still excited for it. But that teaser, that first look, I was not mentally prepared for that.
I'll wait for the full trailer.
Yeah. To get some... That's probably something we're not even going to see in the show at all.
Oh, probably not. No.
That was purely just, hey, we need something.
We need something to let people know. A lot of people watching this game. We gotta let the people know.
Yeah. Let's knock out a couple quick topics here and before we wrap up the show. Fun World, they just revealed some new Ghostface mask. Highlights include a deluxe aged mask. Their deluxe mask is great. They have the deluxe 25th anniversary mask. I have it. It's on my Ghostface statue in my office. Very, very nice. Very well done. They're doing that with the Scream 6 look now. It looks clean.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. They also have an Easter Bunny mask coming out.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. They have a Santa one that's also on the same thread of new mask. They have a Santa one. I did put that on my Ghostface statue during the holidays. I was tempted to keep that going for future holidays, and now they dropped the Easter Bunny mask. And then on top of that, they dropped the St. Patrick's Day mask.
Mm-hmm.
It looks ridiculous, but great. And they have a patriotic mask. I got my 4th of July ready now. I can't believe I actually might buy these dumb things.
You're going to buy them.
They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous, but I love Fun World and that they just don't care. It's funny because do you know how much money? I don't know if you know this little trivia fact. Do you know how much money they got for the first Scream?
I have been told this fact many times, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
$100.
Yeah.
You send a check for $100 and you can use our look for the mask, and then they have to be in the credits. And that was that's how much money they got, and now it has made them millions and millions of dollars over the years, and it is the only mask they push. They're just going to keep taking that look of the Ghostface mask and making dumb new variants all the time and making people like me buy them. And I'm totally okay with it. I love it. I'm glad that they found something to save their company.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. More the merrier. And I guess I might have my Ghostface statue themed for every holiday of the year.
Just need a Valentine's Day one.
Yeah, you didn't get that. I mean, you can just get a pink
You
mask.
can get a pink one or get a lipstick marks all over it.
Yeah, options. That one's an easy one. What's after that? I mean,
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day we got. Easter Bunny we got.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day. Yeah, 4th of July with a new patriotic mask.
Leif Erikson Day.
Okay, take it easy.
Ding-a-ding-a-ding.
Thanksgiving. What do you do for that?
Turkey.
Yeah, I don't know what you do for that one. We'll
Thanksgiving.
See. Yeah. Just throw a pilgrim hat on top.
Yeah.
Done.
Done.
Done. But yeah, I'm curious to see if they're going to do more of these holiday masks, and because I might be the one sucker to buy all of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, let's talk about some new releases coming out this week or already out at this time, and we're talking about this. You have Failure, which premiered back in 2023, is now available through Fandango at Home. I looked to see if it was somewhere else. The only place I could find where you could purchase it was Fandango at Home. Maybe that will change in the coming days, but it stars Ted Raimi, a devoted family man and business tycoon facing a dire ultimatum: resolve a crushing bank debt within an hour or risk losing his business. With greedy associates, deceitful friends, and haunting ghosts from his past closing in, James is pushed to the brink, faced with unthinkable choice between financial ruin or murder. And this is what makes this even more special. It's Ted Raimi. That's cool, but it's one take.
Yeah.
It's an 80-something minute, 85-minute movie, I think. One take.
That's so interesting.
I'm not sure if it's actually one take or it's shown as no cuts.
Right.
And they have
some. Right.
I would certainly think so. But everywhere you read about it, it's one take. It's described as a one-take horror film. So I am super curious about it, and I want to check it out because I never got to see it back in 2023.
Yeah. I'm checking Just Watch, which usually shows everywhere that has it, if I can even find it. Failure 2023. It is available for rent or purchase on Apple TV.
Ah, okay. There you go.
So we got to get Apple TV.
I think I'll just go with Fandango at Home. That's okay. Okay, now, Companion, now in theaters, just came out. That was the one we were talking about earlier, but Drew Hancock. This is directed by Drew Hancock. A weekend getaway turns bloody and violent when a subservient android that's built for human companionship goes haywire.
It's my worst fear.
I know what you're thinking, because we've been talking about it. AI, kind of over it. Kind of over the AI, android goes evil thing. It's getting kind of done to death right now. But this one has good reviews. It does. People seem to be really into it. And this is the time to check it out because we got to go judge Drew Hancock and see if he's worthy of the faculty.
True. It's Jack Quaid, right?
Oh, yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, I think I saw a trailer for it probably while watching football. And I'm like, you know what? That's worth a watch.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Give her a look. Also, Dark Match, now on Shudder. A group of wrestlers find out just how real wrestling can get when they become the guest of honor in a match held by Satanists. This looks like doo-doo. I'm going to be honest with you. Everything I've seen from this movie, it looks like doo-doo. We're actually going to review it on Rabbit and Red next week.
Oh.
A new release on Rabbit and Red. Never would have thought.
Huh.
But yeah, starring Chris Jericho, which there was a time when that would have been exciting. Now it scares me a little bit. Excited to check out Dark Match on Shudder. Okay, random one here. Like Father, Like Son, now in select theaters and on demand. Ariel Winter, Vivica A. Fox, Mayim Bialik. I'm totally guessing on these names. The one I wanted to talk about, Dermot Mulroney, star in the emotional thriller about the lengths one man will go to and a brutal cycle of violence. Eli's a young man whose father waits on death row for the crime of murder in the first degree. As Eli's life begins to fall apart, he discovers similar terrifying triggers in himself and takes extreme measures to ensure that the family string of savagery comes to an end.
Okay.
Just want to shout that one out because I have not heard of it until I was looking into new releases. And I'm always going to shout out my boy Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah. Ariel Winter is from Modern Family.
Yeah.
Mayim Bialik, best known for Jeopardy. Not The Big Bang Theory. Jeopardy. Uh,
Oh, I didn't even realize who that was. Just reading the name went right over my head.
Vivica A. Fox, I am not familiar off the top of my head, but it is that is an interesting synopsis there.
It's quite the cast.
Yeah.
All things considered. And Dermot is the peak of Hollywood, so.
Correct.
And since we will not talk to you before it's out, Hard Eyes in theaters February 7th, this coming Friday. A masked maniac with glowing red eyes returns every Valentine's Day to terrorize unsuspecting couples. Starring Mason Gooding. It's getting good reviews. They had early screenings on Thursday last week. It's getting good reviews. And that is so goddamn exciting. Another good slasher out here. I already bought an original poster just in case it was a good movie, because every time a good horror movie comes out, those prices shoot up. So I got that bitch for $20.
Maybe I can get another Valentine's Day themed horror hat.
I'll look into it. Maybe Christmas next year.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And then our weekly segment, convention updates here. Not too much to go off. I just want to let you know. We'll probably talk about it over the next couple of weeks. Days of the Dead Atlanta is coming February 21st through 23rd. Days of the Dead always puts on a pretty good show. It's nothing insane. I wouldn't call it one, like, it's not a top 3 dog in the country, okay, but a very consistent show. And they got some pretty sweet guests this year, including Greg Nicotero, Tom Savini, Damon Leone, David Howard Thornton, CJ Graham, Roger L. Jackson, Derek Mears, Amanda Rietti from Whitney in Friday the 13th remake, as well as John Abrams. You know who that is? Do you know who that is? Do you know that name?
It's very familiar.
It's Bobby. It's Bobby in Scary Movie. I saw him. I'm like, holy shit, I might drive to Atlanta right now to meet him.
Crazy.
He doesn't, both Amanda and John really don't do horror conventions too often. Amanda's kind of gotten in the mix. I've never seen John. So I kind of need to go get my original Scary Movie poster signed. So that's super cool. If you're in the Atlanta area or it's a relatively manageable trip for you, that could be a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Also wanted to remind you, since you still have time to make it, if you're in the Chicago area, Bill Moseley is at the Music Box Theater this week, Tuesday and Wednesday, $15 per day. The Music Box Theater, Tuesday, Texas Massacre 2. He's doing a meet and greet and a Q&A after the movie. And then on Wednesday, House of 1,000 Corpses. Same thing, meet and greet, Q&A after, and $15 each. Great price to meet Bill Moseley.
Yeah.
And they do put on a good show there. It's a cool theater.
Yes, very, very, very nice place.
Yeah. Inconvenient parking, though. Prepare yourself for that.
That's Chicago parking for you.
Yeah, and it is Chicago parking. All right. It's a little brutal, but yeah, just want to remind you one last time, just in case you didn't tune in last week. I want to go. I think my wife works that day. And if my wife works, it's very tough to get out of the house.
Very
and then Wednesday, we're going to see Hellraiser.
True.
What do you do? I'd love to see TCM.
Then
too.
Hard Eyes.
That Hard Eyes, I think we're going to end up going Friday.
And Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
We're watching that? We're watching that crap?
No, we're not.
I thought we're boycotting that crap.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Boo.
Boo. Well, that's it. That's all the topics we're covering this week on Slash and Cast. We'll be back next week with some more horror news. And we'll be talking about Hard Eyes and Make Every Death Count next week. So if you want to hear a review on that, check it out. We also might have, depending on how much we need, might have a spoiler-free review out to members. We'll see how that goes. I said we'll see again. I'm going to blow my brains out.
Bruh.
Links to all the relevant things today, like the Alien Earth teaser, Days of the Dead Atlanta tickets, Bill Moseley Music Box Theater. That's all in the description below. So go check it out if you want to get in on any of that. Okay? That's it. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more episodes in the future. And with that, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.